species. In his honor, it was named Penuntia balisiana. And here's the kicker. Despite extensive searches, no other tree of its kind could be found. Not on Great Island, not on any of the other islands, and not anywhere else in New Zealand or the world. This single tree was, quite literally, the last of its kind. This immediately put Penuntia balisiana into the Guinness Book of World Records as the world's rarest tree. Imagine the pressure. The entire future of a species rested on the health and survival of this one plant, perched precariously on a remote island cliff. Scientists called it the loneliest tree in the world. So what makes this tree so special, besides its extreme rarity? Well, Penuntia balisiana is a fascinating plant. It's part of the Penuntia family, and its closest relatives are found thousands of kilometers away in places like Norfolk Island and Australia. This suggests a long, ancient lineage, a remnant of a once more widespread group of plants that have since vanished. The tree itself can grow up to about 8 meters, or 26 feet tall, and its large, leathery leaves are perfectly adapted to withstand the harsh, salt-laden winds of its island home. But here's the biological puzzle that baffled scientists for years. The tree produced flowers, but it never produced any fruit or seeds. Year after year, it would bloom with small, greenish-white flowers, but they would simply wither and fall away without being fertilized. This was a huge problem. Without seeds, there was no way for the species to reproduce naturally. The lone tree was growing older, and with every passing year, the risk of its extinction grew. The reason for this reproductive failure was a botanical mystery. Researchers discovered that Penuntia balisiana is what's known as a dioecious species, meaning individual plants are either male or female. You need both a male and a female tree for pollination to occur and for fruit to develop. The problem was, the single lone tree in the wild was female. All its flowers were female flowers. Without a male tree nearby to provide pollen, it was reproductively isolated. It was waiting for a partner that, as far as anyone knew, didn't exist. This discovery kicked off a desperate conservation effort. If the tree couldn't reproduce on its own, then humans would have to step in. The first major challenge was simply getting a piece of the tree to work with. Taking cuttings from the only known specimen of a species is a nerve-wracking task. One wrong move, one disease introduced, and you could accidentally wipe out the entire species. In the 1970s, horticulturalists managed to take some cuttings. These were carefully transported back to the mainland and nurtured in specialized nurseries. Getting these cuttings to root was incredibly difficult. The plant just didn't want to propagate. It took years of trial and error, perfecting the techniques, the soil mixes, and the right hormonal treatments. Finally, they succeeded. A few cuttings took root and began to grow into new plants. This was a monumental step forward. It meant the species was no longer confined to that one individual on a remote island. There were now clones, genetically identical copies, safely growing in cultivation. But this still didn't solve the fundamental problem. All the new plants grown from cuttings were also female, exact genetic copies of the parent tree. They could flower, but they couldn't produce seeds. The species was still in a reproductive dead end. The search for a male plant, or a way to induce seed production, became the holy grail for conservationists. Then, a breakthrough came from an unexpected source. A little horticultural trick. Sometimes, you can encourage a plant to produce seeds through stress or with the help of special plant growth hormones. In the late 1980s, researchers at a New Zealand research institute decided to try a pollen-promoting hormone spray on one of the cultivated female plants. They treated the tree with a solution, hoping to coax it into producing viable pollen, or perhaps even self-pollinating, and it worked. It was a 1 in a million shot, but one of the treated trees produced a single, solitary fruit. Just one. Inside that small, purple-black berry was a precious seed. You can imagine the excitement. This was the first viable seed produced by the species in who knows how long, maybe centuries. That seed was carefully planted, and it germinated. A new seedling, the first of its kind, grown from a seed in modern history, began to grow. This seedling represented a new generation, a new hope for the species. This single success story opened the door for more. By refining the technique, scientists were eventually able to produce more fruit and more seeds. This allowed them to grow a small population of new, genetically diverse individuals. And here's the most exciting part. Among these new seedlings, some turned out to be male. The long-lost partner had finally been recreated. After decades of being the loneliest tree in the world, the female Penuntia balisiana finally had a chance at a future, with both male and female plants now growing in cultivation. Natural pollination could finally occur. The plants are now producing fruit and seeds much more reliably. This has allowed conservation organizations and botanical gardens across New Zealand and the world to start growing their own Penuntia balisiana trees. The species has been successfully planted back onto the Three Kings Islands, not far from where the original parent tree still stands. It's a full-circle conservation success story. The story of Penuntia balisiana is a powerful lesson in conservation. It shows how a species can be brought back from the absolute brink of extinction through dedication, scientific innovation, and a little bit of luck. It also highlights the importance of protecting unique island ecosystems, which are often hotspots of biodiversity, but are also incredibly vulnerable. Today, while still critically endangered, the future for Penuntia balisiana looks much brighter. From a single, lonely tree, there is now a growing population. It's no longer the rarest tree in the world. The other species have since been discovered, with even smaller populations, but its story remains one of the most dramatic and inspiring in the history of plant conservation. It reminds us that even when a situation seems hopeless, it's never too late to act. Every species, no matter how small or isolated, plays a role in the rich tapestry of life on our planet. So next time you see a tree, maybe take a moment to appreciate it. You never know its story. It could be a common species, or it could be a survivor, a living testament to resilience. Just like the incredible Penuntia balisiana. Thanks so much for joining me on this botanical adventure. If you enjoyed this story and want to learn more about the amazing and often hidden wonders of the natural world, be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. It really helps the channel grow. Until next time, stay curious.